Anyway, in the case of the Q Club shooting this past weekend, it baffles my mind how the shooter could have had done this much damage with his prior history and why this guy, Anderson Lee Aldridge, the shooter, wasn't in jail. And then the answer hit me. I looked up the Attorney General in Colorado Springs, where this shooting took place, and voila! The Attorney General is a liberal Democrat soft on crime. No, it isn't the gun that destroyed all these lives. It is the voting morons in Colorado Springs who destroyed the lives of the people they want to be. You know, the them, they, LBGQ crowd. Well, let's give you some background on the shooter, and you will quickly learn how this could have easily been avoided by a real Attorney General who really cares about his constituents. The shooter, Anderson Lee Aldridge, has a history of crime that he should have been locked up for. Over a year ago, police confiscated firearms from Aldridge after he held his family hostage at gunpoint. This was according to two law enforcement officials briefed in the investigation. During June 2021 incident, Mr. Aldridge's mother told police her son was threatening to hurt her with a homemade bomb, weapons, and ammunition, according to an El Paso County Sheriff's Office account of the incident at the time. So this guy made bombs, has weapons, and held his family hostage at gunpoint. And now we have a seriously unhinged person who is clearly violent and clearly needs help and should not be allowed on the streets. But what does the liberal Attorney General do? Well, he pats the kid on the head and says, "It's okay, son. You're just a little depressed." So according to one of the law enforcement officials, the case never proceeded and ultimately the files were sealed. The files were sealed. The only thing that should have been sealed was this guy's jail cell. Colorado has what's called a red flag law. So the red flag law states that if someone shows signs of trouble, like making bombs or holding their family hostage at gunpoint, they should be red flagged in a system that will not allow them to purchase guns. Now we actually have a Democrat state senator-elect, Tom Sullivan, whose son, by the way, was killed in 2012 Aurora Theater massacre, says he wants to know why the state's red flag law wasn't used in the case. He said the suspect was exactly the type of person for whom the law was written. Well, duh. Maybe it's because you and your liberal friends want to keep people out of jail and give them the hug you feel they need to make it all better. Under Colorado's red flag law, Aldridge also could have been barred from possessing or buying guns for at least 364 days after the bomb threat incident. The law allows family members and police to ask a judge to bar an individual from possessing firearms if they pose a significant risk of harming others or themselves with a gun. Judges have an option to extend the order or cut it short. So now it becomes the responsibility of the parents to follow the red flag law. Are you serious? We have computers. This red flag should have been on this guy for at least 10 years, and not only was it not on the minimum of 364 days, it was never filed in the first place. As soon as the police report on the family incident was filed, this red flag law should have been initiated. By the way, I have to tell you, I'm not a big fan of red flag laws anyway. They could easily be misused by people who don't like people. Like their spouse who was yelling at their significant other and goes to court and says, "He yelled at me loudly, so he shouldn't have a gun because I feel threatened." These are the problems with red flag laws. But when you have a blatant issue like this guy and they don't even use the law to stop him, well, unbelievable. Anyway, my heart goes out to the victims, the survivors, and their families. It's truly sad. But remember, the people you vote for can change the future and possibly, or probably, prevent this from happening again. Unfreaking real.